Hi there, folks. Sherry Schreiber of GettingBetter.com. And I'm a blabbermouth. I really am. I say a lot of stuff that people really object to, and they curse me out for it, and they write me nasty letters for it, and so on and so forth. But I'm still going to be a blabbermouth, and I'm probably going to annoy people until the day I die, God willing, because I'm really a truth seeker and I'm a truth sayer, and that's really important to me. So a couple of days ago, for some reason out of the clear blue, I started thinking to myself, I'm wondering if now there are banks that might give me a higher yield, an annual percentage yield, APY, on my savings account. Now, I came into some money, several years back. It was an inheritance thing I never ever expected to receive because the giver of it didn't like me much. So that was a big surprise. It was an uncle of mine. But because I'm a blabbermouth, no doubt. And I just say things that are on my mind and I speak my truth. And, if you don't like it, that's okay. You don't have to listen. You don't have to be a fan. I'm okay with that. But anyway, I have my checking account with B of A, and I have my mortgage with B of A, and so it seemed a natural thing to just open a savings account with B of A and plunk my money in there, my little inheritance. And I did that, and that's where it's been sitting for years, and I've been getting almost no interest, a little interest, but it's negligible. So I'm thinking to myself, it's been a long time. This economy's been so shitty that it's been a long time since banks offered you a decent interest yield on your money if you have a savings account. So I started looking around online. I typed in the words, who gives a high interest yield on savings accounts? And this page comes up, and I start investigating these search results. And you've got to really pay attention to the fine print, folks, because some of these sound too good to be true. In other words, they only need $1 to open the account, but in the fine print, as you're filling out the application, they have you sign waivers that you understand that if you don't make regular contributions to that account, say monthly of some kind, that you will be charged a service charge. It may be only $5 a month, but before you know it, you're paying some money to them for the privilege of having a savings account with them. So you have to read the fine print. You really have to do your due diligence, your homework, as it were. But and this was true for SEBA Bank. I found out. But I transferred a small amount of my money, really a fraction of it, into a bank named Citizens Access. Citizens Access Bank. Now, their minimum initial contribution is $5,000. So, a lot of us don't have $5,000 to invest initially in a savings account. That's understandable. Don't worry about that. Look around for one who charges you less to open a savings account but read the fine print as you're going through. Read all the things that you have to check and say, I've read this and I understand this, because they can get you on the back end. You end up, like I said, paying fees to them that you don't want to pay. So I transferred a small deposit, a fraction of what I have in my savings, because, I'm the kind of person that, I want to make sure I can have great sex with you before I marry you. So, I tend to be a little cautious at the start and not just invest the whole thing and then later on find out maybe this wasn't such a good idea after all. So that's just my orientation. I've just had to be cautious all these years. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have survived this lifetime. But yeah. Anyway, I wanted to turn you on to this because most of it. I did a video on mm, mm, why we don't thrive, or how we in subtle ways sabotage ourselves. Oh, a while back, months and months ago, I think. This is one way we sabotage ourselves. We don't put our money in a high interest yielding account, and wow, this Citizens Access Bank gives me 2.00 interest on my money that's in that account, as opposed to B of A, which has been giving me 0.06 interest on my money. So this is a substantial savings. I mean, this is a no-brainer, folks. You got to really look into this. If you've got a savings account, you have that money making money for you. In other words, have it working for you. You may not be an investor. I'm kind of conservative. Well, as a matter of fact, I'm very conservative in terms of investments, protecting my principal. I came very, very close to losing all my principal once upon a time at the advice of somebody I was sleeping with at the time. But I came out of the ether after I broke up with him and put in a sell order when that stock came back up. And from that point forward, I was considered the genius. And I recouped my money. But I'm real conservative. I've worked hard for my money, and you probably have too. And we don't want to just fritter it away or have somebody dip into it, or somebody who's investing for us and we think we trust them, but maybe we don't. I've had girlfriends lose their entire fortunes this way by trusting an account manager who invested poorly for them and lost them all their life savings. Don't do these things, okay? Really, don't do these things. So this is just one of those little ditties I'm dropping in for you today because I'm a blabbermouth. And when I find something good that benefits my life, my existence, whatever it is, I'm going to tell everybody I know about it. And even a lot of people I don't know, because I've already posted this on social media, Twitter and Facebook, which I'm loving these days. And letting you know about this. Don't have your money just sitting in a savings account and making you maybe $26 a year. Have it make you much more than that. Because if you do a little research and you're careful about this, and they make it, oh, by the way, Citizens Access Bank, their website is really easy to navigate and user-friendly. And I didn't find that to be true with other websites. In fact, I was like tearing my hair out with some of these other banks. So they've got this friendly way of coming across, and they make this process quite comfortable for you. Pardon me. So if you have $5,000 or less, $5,000 or more, excuse me, and you want to start sticking your toes in these waters and investigating this bank, and maybe just do a trial run like I'm doing, and just see. I plan to, around the end of the year, first of next year, I plan to transfer substantially more into this account. And I may even do it before then. I don't know. I'm sort of in the process of making up my mind about this. But from a tax liability standpoint, might be best for me in particular to wait until the start of next year and hope that their 2% interest yield holds firm. They indicate that it sometimes goes up from that. So, that's a good thing. But, if you've got a savings account, make that money work for you, folks. Make it work for you. Make some interest. Yeah, you got to pay taxes on that interest, and otherwise Uncle Sam comes after you, because they see all that stuff, even if you don't report it. but make your money work for you. What have you got to lose? Okay. So this is just for your financial health today. And trust me, I'm not an expert in this financial field, not by a long shot, but sometimes something will come in for me, and it gets me thinking. I used to have an account with Ing when Ing first became famous. It was the orange account, Ing. And oh God, the interest rates were phenomenal for years. I made a lot of money through that account, just on interest. But then they sort of joined the ranks of all these other banks that were really hurting during the Democratic governing body that we had, and everybody was hurting. Banks were hurting, and under Democratic rule, man, all these institutions, were like offering nothing in the way of a healthy interest rate. Now they are again. Now, I don't know if this is a direct result of Trump being in office or what the deal is. I'm not going to tell you. I think they're related. But I was surprised to see how many are offering 2.20 interest, 2.15 interest. Really, substantially more than what has been offered over the past, several years before now. So check into it. Do yourself a favor. Make more interest on your money in your savings account. And don't forget to tell them who sent you. And bye for now.